Now to one of the biggest games in Arsenal's history as they go to Paris, still dreaming of reaching the Champions League final. They'll have to overturn a 1-0 deficit against PSG if they're to book a final place against Inter Milan later this month. Well, Gary Cottrell is out in France for us, and we can speak to Gary now. Gary, can you just give us a sense of the size of the challenge ahead for Arsenal?
Yeah, no spring in the air on this spring day in Paris. It's a little bit gloomy and cloudy, but there's certainly a spring in the step of Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, because about 20 minutes away from here, where we are in front of the Eiffel Tower, the Arsenal Hotel, and we've seen the Arsenal players already today. These exclusive pictures of them leaving the hotel, a lot quieter there than it is here, as I say, a suburb of Paris. They walked together looking pretty happy, pretty relaxed, up the road to a local school, in fact, to use that school's gymnasium where the children do their PE, to do a few match day stretches, a little bit of a match day workout. Nothing too serious, obviously, with the big game coming up very, very fast. Then back to the hotel. They're back at the hotel now, where they'll have a little bit of a rest, maybe something light to eat, a team meeting, and then just stay focused and put all minds to that game later on today. So yeah, we've seen the Arsenal players, and there is a real buzz about them of confidence, despite that 1-0 deficit that they've got to overcome. Mikel Arteta is saying that it's time to make history. He said it several times in his news conference yesterday. Make it happen was the key phrase, wasn't he, the head of Real Madrid? But he's used that phrase again for this one. A real belief from him and from Declan Rice, who also gave the news conference yesterday. And Mikel Arteta obviously knows Paris very well. He was here as a player at PSG for 18 months as a youngster on loan from Barcelona. Things, of course, have changed a little bit, but the stadium's still the same, the atmosphere's still the same, and he was asked whether or not that would give him any advantage, whether or not he could give any advice to the players ahead of this massive semi-final second leg.
A beautiful atmosphere. I mean, this is a massive club with a huge history, one city, one team, basically. And yeah, I was very, very lucky to have 18 months here where I really enjoyed it, and I have fascinating memories about it. And it's great to be back here.
And Gary, it really is a huge task ahead. But what about Arsenal's form away in Europe? Will that give them some hope?
Well, their form away in Europe we'll come to in a minute, but their form away in semi-finals in all competitions is actually something to worry about. Mikel Arteta says if Arsenal can be, these are his words, the best version of themselves, then they can win through tonight. But if you look at their record in all semi-finals under Mikel Arteta, since they won that FA Cup in 2020, they've lost 6 of the semi-finals. And they've not won. Sorry, they have. They've not won. I have to say, let's be fair to Arsenal, they've not won in 7 of those semi-finals. They haven't scored in 6 of them. But in the Champions League, it's a little bit better in all aspects of the competition away from home, because the last 4 in the Champions League, which is what we're talking about, they've won all of them, I think scoring 16 goals in the process, including, of course, that moment of magic in Real Madrid, where they even won in the second leg, despite having the victory in the first leg. And moments of magic is what him and Declan Rice have been talking about. They need another, they think, moment of magic, like the 2 moments of magic Declan Rice had against Real Madrid at the Emirates Stadium. And maybe help them create that moment of magic tonight is Thomas Partey, who's back after being suspended, of course, in that first leg. Is so important to the midfield alongside Declan Rice. Of course, also good news on the injury front regarding Martin Odegaard. Not perhaps had the season that he's had previously, but still a very important player and the captain. He went off injured, didn't he, against Bournemouth, but he's travelled and is expected to start and captain the side. Calafiori is also back from injury since he's been out since March. I don't expect him to start, but Jurrien Timber, who wasn't involved at all against Bournemouth because of his latest little niggle, is fit, did travel and will play. So I struggle with my stats a little bit. Let's hope that Arsenal don't struggle tonight against Paris Saint-Germain in this big game, history-making game.